And tonight, Race Tech brings us from the Twisted Tea Suzuki team, presented by Progressive Insurance. Yeah, you heard that right. After a long, long wait, it's the one and only Jason Anderson. So, man, great to finally get you on this show. It's been a lot of years coming, and, dude, I couldn't be more excited.
Yeah, excited to be on here.
So we're going into 16th season in 2026, man. And I talked to you, I think at San Diego this year. We talked about your career and kind of how you felt about the next few years. And I want to see right now, after, I guess it's been 6 months, 8 months, whatever it's been since we talked, you told me probably 3 more years is what you're thinking when your daughter goes into kindergarten. You still in the same place?
Yeah. I mean, right now I have, me and Suzuki have agreed to doing 2 years.
Okay.
And then hopefully I'll be able to just, stay on board with them, and they'll be down to keep me around if all goes well.
Absolutely. And I want to get to the Suzuki thing here in a minute, but let's touch on 2025 just a little bit. Started off really strong. I think 3 podiums and 5 rounds of Supercross. You won a heat. I think you beat Jet Lawrence in a heat. You were riding really well. Were you feeling healthy and happy at the beginning of the season, or were you kind of noticing that you didn't feel 100% maybe after the first few rounds?
Yeah, I probably I felt really healthy at Anaheim 1, and then I got sick at San Diego.
Okay.
I got sick even in the main event. I literally just couldn't even ride to where I was that sick. And then a cold, but it kind of started compounding. And obviously even in the past years, I've had some health issues, even going towards the end of 2024 outdoors, into SMX. And it's kind of hard because you get a couple weeks off and you have to get right back into it. So you try and recover as much as you can. But yeah, I think it was just a snowball effect of year after year after year. And after San Diego, I went to Anaheim 2, and I actually did really, really well as far as result wise. Mm-hmm. But for me, I feel sometimes if the track's a certain way and it's really, really hard packed and it's kind of flat where you're just it's more slippery, I can really be super efficient. So even in my head when I was in that main event at Anaheim 2, I mean, I was tired at lap 2. I was just able to realistically just manage the main event and to get on the podium again. But past that, I mean, even Tampa, I was going backwards, and I just got really lucky to get on the podium because Chase fell and Kenny got him and the lapper got together. So that was more luck. But my stuff started snowballing pretty early on.
Okay. Well, something else we talked about in San Diego was you had mentioned something along the lines of you felt like you had good speed and you were riding really well, and you were, but the field is so heavy now, so top heavy, so stacked, as we like to say, that you could one night with your speed be podium, and the next night or the next week on the same speed be 5th, 6th, 7th.
Yes. Yeah. I think the only person who's realistically pretty even is, I think there's 2 of them right now, and I think that's you can pretty much count on Chase and Jet to be in the top 3 for the most part. But other than that, even as great as even Eli is, he has those nights to where he has a hard time being in that front pack.
Do you think that's a little bit age related too? I mean, you were 32. He's all you guys, you, Kenny, kind of in that same area.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of factors that go into it. I think obviously, having kids and it's, our days are so it's not as one dimensional focus, I think we have a lot more going on in our lives compared to the younger guys.
Yep.
And I think that can be good to distract you, but it could also be sometimes, maybe make you a little bit tired, but,
yeah, kids will wear you out.
Yeah. That 2-year-old, age is the age where, you can't contain them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but it's awesome. It's super fun, but I think that's an aspect. I think, obviously recovering is maybe tougher for us. And I think just mentally, I think those younger guys they are willing to take a lot of risk. They're very still chasing, and us are just really enjoying what we do. So I think there's an aspect of that your mindset is a little bit different from whenever you're 22 to 32. The end's a lot closer for us, and for them, I don't think they even see an end.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, when you're that young, you think you're never going to get old, right? Yeah.
It goes in the blink of an eye too. It's really crazy.
After Seattle, you pulled out. We were told family emergency, and the following week you were out for the rest of the season. And the team put out a Instagram saying personal health concerns. Is there anything about that time frame you're willing to kind of tell us what was going on, what came to be? Because you even missed a lot of outdoors towards the end of the season, and I assume it all kind of is the same thing.
Yeah, it's all the same thing. I've just really been struggling over the years with my thyroid, and I have been on medicine for my thyroid to help, but my thyroid's kind of really been hard to manage, and it has to also go with like my EBV, which Epstein-Barr is like multiple different things. There's 8 different types. You can have mono. It's a whole. Basically, I'm getting sick a lot, and from San Diego on until Seattle, I probably had a cold 4 times to where I wasn't able to like really ride or anything like that, or San Diego to Seattle. And then even in outdoors, same thing, and I really just needed to give my body a rest. There was no training that I could do or anything along those lines that it was going to help me, because anytime I would train, I would just get sick, and when you're traveling in airplanes all the time and everything like that, I just really had a hard time keeping my health together. And once I turned, I feel like the age I'm at right now, I mean, I never really had that issue younger. I could kind of burn the candle on both ends and it never really affected me,
Sure.
And even to the extent of like, I'll just be completely honest, is if I would go out right now and I was to go just get hammered for a night, I would wake up with a cold and I would be fucked for a week, to where, let's just say back in the day, I could fucking go out every Saturday night and still be on the podium and winning on the weekends as long as I trained. That wearing of my body wasn't hard on me then as it is now.
Yeah. And that, I mean, I'm 50, Jason. So yeah, when I hit 40, things change. And yeah, when you're a professional athlete and your body's at the peak performance, those little things as you get older, I'm sure have an even bigger effect. And with the way the season is now, you get really, even before this SMX, you guys didn't get much time off to really recover, and it's even worse now.
Yeah. And even for me, I'm like, all right, so let's just say realistically, I've been getting sick like maybe 4 to 5 times to where I have to actually take off like 4 days. And if I could just figure out to get my body healthy enough to make it through a Supercross season with just getting sick once, I mean, that'd be a win for me, Yeah,
for sure. Okay, before we get to Suzuki, I got one more thing I want to bring up. In the past, you've had some, we'll say, quote unquote rivalries over the last couple seasons with maybe Jed or Hunter at times. And then I think sometime this year you said like, hey man, I like talking crap off the track, but those battles with those guys are really cool. And, I want to ask you about the talking crap stuff a little bit, because Coop does it. I feel like it's kind of a fun thing you guys can do or whatever to kind of get into other guys' heads a little bit. And it just kind of messes with people. I feel like that's what it's about. But do you sort of enjoy those on track or the talking crap a little bit?
Yeah. I mean, realistically, if you think about it, it's the art of sport. Yeah. And I think you have a lot of guys that have a different mentality. And, I think part of me, I just, I don't know. I think, sometimes whenever I'm behind a guy, I'm pretty sure they're thinking twice of me, and I think that is maybe an aspect that benefits me. But then at the same time, it's been an aspect that has definitely hindered, podiums, results, wins, all that stuff. But I think as I get older, I think obviously you just get calmer, but at the same time, I for sure can get fired up out there, you know?
Yeah. That actually will lead into, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just like, even if you do or whatever, it's, you know, people really like to talk about like your character based upon that. But I mean, we just want it, you know, these podiums and these wins and stuff, even for me, don't come as often as they did previous in my career. And even me at 32, I still want to be able to stand on that box every year, you know, so that's very, very important to me. So even us getting fired up or how we go about things and stuff like that, it's just because we're so passionate about what we do and passionate about the results that we want to get. And sometimes our industry is a little cutthroat, you know, because all of us are racing each other. But if we're, you know, behind the guys, and maybe we can use a little bit of like those games to make them think twice, maybe make them make mistakes and stuff like that. I mean, those podiums are what keep you doing your job.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Okay, Suzuki. After 4 years at Monster Energy Kawasaki, you've signed a deal with the Twisted Tea Progressive Suzuki team. Talk about riding for Pipes Motorsports, how that came about, what brought the decision on.
Honestly, I think Kenny has really made their motorcycle look really, really good. And you could see that it is competitive enough to be able to be on the podium and win races. So I think that for me, I think the program that we're putting together it's really nice because I'm not going to do outdoors. And it's not necessarily that I don't want to do outdoors. I think it's just me managing my body to be able to go as long as I can in my career, because I'm going to get to outdoors and feel really guilty about not doing them.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you just sit on the couch and you watch the races and you just feel like you should be out there if you don't have a cast on. But yeah, I think the program that they have over there, the motorcycle is amazing. And it's really, really cool to be able to work with Larry Brooks. I think obviously he's kind of a legend in the job that he's in, you know, from working with McGrath to Stu to Kenny to Reedy. You know, it's been pretty crazy how he could create results in kind of in an orthodox way without factories is what he's always done.
Yeah.
And I think so going to Suzuki, it feels like a no-brainer. I mean, we got Suzuki's coming on board more to help this year, and I'm excited for the next couple of years, and I want to come out swinging. You know, I'm doing the World Supercross, so I'm a little rusty going into that, but hopefully by A1 I'll be, you know, swinging.
Okay. All right. Jason Anderson tonight, brought to you guys by Racetech. Racetech.com. Find your local service center. Get your suspension needs met. Your local tech is probably at the track you're racing at, so get to know them. Racetech.com. Yeah, and you have some history with Suzuki. Obviously, amateurs, 5 Loretta titles, I believe, with Suzuki. Pro debut with Rockstar Suzuki. Your first podium was with them in 2012. Your first win in 2013. So they were kind of leaning in the press release about your homecoming. Does it feel that way to you a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, the yellow fender has been pretty familiar to my career. You know, I spent 3 years, obviously my first 3 years riding the 250 class with the Rockstar Suzuki team. When I was, I think I signed my Suzuki deal when I was 9 years old, 10 years old maybe,
yeah,
9 or 10 years old. And I was riding, I think they had the RM65 at that time that I was racing. But it's pretty crazy. It's crazy. Obviously, like, it's not the same people, but it's the same manufacturer, and it's really cool to. It's a cool storyline, and the nostalgia is really cool for me, and especially if I'm able to turn this into a new era of my career to be able to do well in as well.
Yeah, I like it. I like going back to the roots, and you know, Suzuki does get a little bit of. I don't, you know, we make fun of it or whatever, the fans, whatever, because of the kickstart, and it seems like it's old technology. But yeah, seeing what Kenny's done, 3 wins, I think, in the last few years on it, and it clearly is capable. Obviously, the Kickstarter can be a little bit of hindrance if you happen to go down and install the bike. But even though recently, Japan seems like they're much more involved, Suzuki of Japan, and wanting to make this program, back up on the same level as all the other OEMs. So I think it's a good time to get back in.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good time to get back in, and everyone talks about the motorcycle, being old or they need it updated. But being completely honest, the bike's pretty damn good already. And I'm like, I don't know how much I would like to change it. Obviously, like, electric start would be nice, but I mean, it's not I don't know. I think the motorcycle is really, really good.
Yeah, well, clearly it is. And I think Kyle Chisholm over the last few years has really helped with a lot of the development, at least for Kenny's side of it with that. And Chiz has a lot of good things to say about it. I do want to ask you this. When switching teams in your career, whether it's going from Husky to Kawasaki, to Kawasaki or Kawasaki to Suzuki, there has to be a lot of factors that you have to think about, like whether some people may think about the financial side, personnel within the team, the equipment, and you kind of have to think, well, could this be detrimental to my career or positive to my career, depending on whether I gel with the bike. So for you, what are the primary factors that you use when deciding, hey, it's time to do something different?
Yeah, I think there's also another aspect to it too. Sometimes you maybe need like just a change of scenery, like not even just to be motivated, riding a different test track, seeing a different front fender color, seeing other personnel, that stuff helps you it feel fresh. But at the same time, you want that personnel to be good. I think it's very from like a fan's perspective, it's very underrated how important the clientele is, from your team manager to even the people who are funding the team and everything like that. That's important for me because I need to be able to feel vulnerable, to give them the right information to make my bike better and to put me in the right headspace to do well. So it's really important is the clientele. Yep. And then the motorcycle, you obviously need some sort of a base that you think is in the ballpark of doing well. Mm-hmm. You want to be able to test the bike before you sign and make sure you're like, okay, for me, I feel comfortable that I have the skill to achieve what I want on it. And luckily, when I hopped on the Suzuki, I was very happy with the motorcycle and the clientele. I mean, they are all pretty chill so far, but I'm sure once we get into racing, you'll run into we'll have like little things here and there, but that's how any relationship goes. So,
were there other offers that were on the table that you considered that you can talk about or willing to talk about?
Yeah, I don't know if I necessarily want to say like
who.
I've had a crazy silly season.
Okay.
Like the craziest. I could have ended up so many different places at so many different times. And this was kind of what I thought was going to happen, mm-hmm. Is being at Suzuki. But at the same time, I definitely had offers from other places. And then, I mean, as you guys know, the team I was on, it was kind of getting crazy there towards the end. So I didn't even know what was happening there.
Right. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I'm happy where I'm at. I'm excited to do this World Supercross thing. And, I think being able to do Supercross only will extend my career, even further. And, like I told you, I said 3 years, but you never know with us.
Yeah,
I mean, we say this, we say that, but when it comes to the points where we have to have nothing to do and we're like, well, might as well train and ride and race,
Yeah, for sure. I like the possibility that you might be around a little bit longer than that. I got a few more for you. I had a couple listener questions and we'll let you go. You mentioned being a little rusty for World Supercross, but I see that if you're going to race that whole series, I can see you as being the title favorite. Is that like motivating to you? I mean, to race that full series, maybe get a World Supercross title, or is it kind of like really the most important thing is getting prep for AMA Supercross 2026?
Right now I'm looking at it as prep.
Yep.
I think if I can keep that I want to win. I want to do well, but I got to keep the main goal of progress in my head. I'll tell you this much: if we would have went to Malaysia, my whole plan was to just ride behind Joey the whole time, but now that we got that extra, instead of racing on the 15th, we're racing in Argentina in November 6th or something like that, that definitely means that I want to go to Argentina and win. So it's just like that amount of time I think is actually going to help me quite a bit. Because, from suspension, to how I like the bike, I'm still learning a lot. I'm learning a lot because I've never ran KYB. I'm learning a lot because I've never worked with the guys that I've worked with. And my team is still doing SMX, MX Nations. So I haven't really had all the people at the track to make progress on certain days because they have to go to the races.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So
sure.
So I've had I've been riding a lot, but sometimes I haven't been able to make the progress, because it's just scheduled. My thing started October 1st. They need to get motorcycles setups and they still got stuff to do as well. But I think now with the amount of time we should be good.
All right. As far as training, I heard you're going to be training at the Sandbox. And then I know last year or two you were with Troll Training. I think maybe that's kind of up in the air right now. So what are your plans? Sandbox is correct, right? That's where you're going to be?
Yeah. I got a place in Florida.
Okay.
I still have my I'm a West Coast person. Yeah. So I'm going to go back to the West Coast. But right now it just seems really the easiest way for me to get the best results. Sandbox has good tracks. Our shop is basically right there. So if I need to make motor changes, suspension changes, I have all the resources there. So it was pretty brainless for me to go there. It was the best decision. So, that's as far as where I live and everything like that. And then as far as Troll Training and, John and everything like that, right now, I'm not working with anyone.
Okay.
I'm just, doing my own thing and trying to get ready that way. But I know if I need help or I need any tips or anything, John's going to be the first guy I call. So that's how I'm rolling on that side. I've never gone without a trainer. I've always had some sort of person to help me as far as fitness and everything like that. And, it's kind of nice not to have anyone right now. I can really just do what I feel is right.
Yeah.
And that's, having a trainer is a hard relationship to navigate, especially when things aren't going good and that they're trying their best and you're trying your best. So for me, it's more of a relationship stress that I don't want to worry about anymore.
Okay. Yeah. It makes perfect sense. Let's see. And then you're going to have Josh Jelly Ellenson as your mechanic. Jelly's a great guy. I don't think he was on another podcast last night, and I don't think you know him super well, but great dude. I think you guys are going to click. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I think Jelly's really cool. And then I have Mohead as helping me out as a practice guy. Cause even, you move to a place with new clientele, I kind of need a homie with me all day. And I know Mohead's really, really good at what he does.
And he's good.
So he's my guy. So, he's with me every single day. So, that's nice to have him. And I know him and Jelly work together at Star. So it's a good, solid, core group.
Awesome. All right. 3 listener questions here. I got a whole bunch, but I'm not going to ask you all of them. Glitch 208. Does he have any memories of racing Arena Cross in Gallup, New Mexico, and Thule MX before going pro?
Thule MX was my first race I ever did on a KTM 50, 98, 99. So yeah, obviously, like I remember racing there. Gallup, I remember racing the arena cross there. I mean, that's only a couple hours from Eli's house. So Eli would race that, like, let's say 2001, 2002, so we would always remember racing those races.
Very cool. All right. AZ Squirrel 457, has becoming a father affected the way you approach racing and riding? I know you've talked about this before, but yeah, that's a good question.
I wouldn't necessarily say it affects the way, like, when I get on the motorcycle or anything like that. I think the biggest thing is, there's a lot of schedule changes to where I can't be so selfish to think about myself only. I have to, it's hard on my daughter to be traveling as much as she is and everything like that. So, like, the 5 a.m. flights, I can't really do those anymore because,
yeah,
I mean, waking up and getting her ready for that is like, it's a lot, obviously I have to get a motorhomes just so it's easier on all of us to be at the races. So there's aspects like that have changed, but like just getting on the motorcycle and everything like that, as soon as I put my helmet on, I don't think I've changed very much.
Okay. I don't think you'll answer this one. We can cut it out if not. Rezik 307, did he have the same problems as Prado with the KX450?
Like I said, they gave me the fast one. I don't know what his problem was.
That's a good quote. I love it. All right. I guess we should wrap this up. I had another one that the guys want to know what your thoughts are on Deegan moving up outdoors and how you handle that stuff. But I kind of feel like you sort of understand that from what you said earlier, where it's like when you're younger, you have all this piss and vinegar attitude, and then you kind of grow up a little bit. So we're going to let that one go. Dude, I'm stoked for you for 2026. I think it's really cool. I love Dustin and Aaron Pipes. They're great guys, and having Suzuki in the pits, the presence they've built over the last few years is fantastic. So I'm happy for you, man.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Well, Jason, it was great talking to you, man.
Yep, you too.